Well, and now you touched on it, but now you have to bring basically every single character that's ever been in Game of Thrones together. And one of the things I loved about this, and overall, and we'll get to some specifics, but how a lot of it was told with looks.
Yes.
Like you had so much like studying each other, because it's really Daenerys versus Cersei, of course. What was the process of giving the actors like a lot of time, because you had to tell a lot of story with not dialogue?
Yes, a lot. I think what was really important was to convey to the actors that they're always in the movie, even if they don't have dialogue, they're in the movie. Meaning that like there's a lot of silent interaction. Like if Jon Snow's talking about something and it's to Cersei, Daenerys still has an opinion on that. Like it's not Daenerys has no dialogue, but she's watching it and she's taking it in, and it means something to her what's going on in this conversation. Likewise, every character there has like a stake in what's happening the entire time. So it was important for them to know, from my point of view, that I wasn't going to forget about them if they didn't have dialogue, that they're still in the show. And so this is one of the reasons why it took so long to shoot, is that even though, like let's say we're doing a close-up on Tyrion, and when he sits down after he does his little talk, he has no more dialogue for the next 15 minutes of the scene. But we filmed him for 15 minutes of the scene because he's still reacting to everything. And so they know, and they also didn't always know like if they're on camera, because sometimes you're shooting a shot that has 5 or 6 people. Sometimes there's 10 people in the shot. So they're still in the shot, they're in the movie. So, but they did, like I let them know when they're really not in the movie. like if the camera's nowhere near them, they can relax a little. They don't have, but they're still there. Like this is the great thing. Everybody came to be there for all the other actors. Nobody was like, well, I'm off camera, I'm gonna be in the trailer, call me when you need me. It was like for the whole week, they sat there and they wanted to be there, because every time we said cut, it was like a party, because they really had not spent that much time together, this group of people, and they were loving it. So like sometimes I really had to like say, hey, it's not a party, we actually have to shoot something, because like as soon as you said cut, they were up and everyone's going to everybody and talking and chit-chatting and joking and having a great time. And it's like, oh, we actually got to work, and then they come back to work. So, but that atmosphere really made it great, because they liked being there and they liked being there for each other, and nobody would ever leave when somebody else had stuff to do, and it was really great, actually.
Now, the heart of it is Emilia versus Lena Headey, Cersei versus Daenerys. What was the conversation with them two? Like, how are we going to play this? Because you both have to be strong, you both have to be nuanced, and...
Well, Cersei hates her. That was easy. Daenerys has kind of like a bigger picture view of things here. Like she needs to make, I mean, in this sequence, there are people who want to make an alliance because they have a bigger thing that they're all fighting against. And then there's others like Cersei who are just in it for themselves and don't want to be a part of an alliance. And so to me, that's an easy thing to communicate. And I think Daenerys is like really trying to make a connection with Cersei in a way, even though she doesn't particularly like her either. But, Cersei has no interest in doing that. And so they're like two opposing forces in the way that the way they think about what they need to do and what they need to get out of this whole thing. Cersei doesn't even want to be there. And Daenerys is there, not so willingly, but she's there because she knows there's a greater thing at risk here. So again, it's one of those things where I think the actors, of course we discuss all these things, but the actors really know what's going on with their characters before this moment. They know why they're there. But also they know where it's ending. Like that's the thing. Like at the end of the sequence, Cersei's going to walk out of the whole thing, and the whole thing blows up. And so knowing that going in, I think Lena knew that she was like, even when the white came out and all these things, she was never going to give an inch. Like she's not going to let anything go.
But she was rattled, though. I like the first time we saw Cersei kind of lose it a little, like composure. Talking about that, I want to ask about the white. The Hound has actually been terrified of it. Like you can see it, and it was a brilliant thing I noticed with directing is he doesn't come out initially. Mm-hmm. Did you do that intentionally? Like you wanted the anticipation of the white, like you held him back. Even those few seconds really made the tension. How did that work? And
that was definitely in the planning, and I think it was in the storyboards too that we created. The storyboard artist is here, Dan Kaplan. There's Dan. And these are the kind of things that we talk about when we're planning. Sometimes something is in the script, but sometimes it's like, it's obvious you want to prolong a moment of tension, like before the white comes out, because we have no idea what's in that box. And so, well, actually, we do have some idea. We know what's in the box. That's true. We know what's in the box. We don't know what's going to happen when he gets out of the box. And I don't think we've seen him either at that point. We saw him like in the previous episode.
Like, yeah, they captured, but we haven't seen him.
Yeah, so he's been in this box. He's going to come out. Something horrible is going to happen. We don't know what. So to prolong that tension, it was really like, how do we do that? And it's just we just extend the amount of time it takes to take this box apart. Even when the lid's off, we don't see what's in it. We're waiting for it to jump out or something to happen. And then I don't think it was in the script, actually. Maybe we came up with it, but of him kicking the box and knocking it over so that it would fall the other way and just run out. But all of that was just sort of in the planning of how to, kind of make the moment really a moment.